It's difficult to summarize all of the things that we covered last night at the Vision Night a banquet and get together in one concise video, but we will attempt to do so now. This year our projects are rather ambitious and they are certainly varied. There is actually a number of them. It is by a little bit the most money we've ever tried to raise, and by a lot the most projects we've ever attempted to accomplish. And so without further ado, here are some of the vision projects for 2020. First of all, we had planned on replacing both of our yellow school buses this year, just to modernize them, and they're getting older, and the cost of repairs, etc., etc. But the Lord already answered that prayer request in that we have two 2005 school buses that have been given to us. And so already the Lord has answered many of our requests and our desires for 2020, of which we are very thankful. In addition to that project, we would like to buy another shuttle bus. This would be a bus much like our other shuttle, but it would be a little bit larger, maybe 31 to 35 passenger, still the luggage rack in the back. To do this, we'd like to sell the old coach bus and purchase a newer shuttle bus. The cost of upkeep would be considerably cheaper. Just the roof hatch on the coach bus was almost $600 last year, and so we'd like to sell the coach bus and get another bus that we could use more freely, more efficiently. The cost for that project would be $5,000 plus the proceeds from the sale of the coach bus. In addition to that project, we would like to take on the windows of our church. The windows have been obviously functional for years, but they are very drafty. They let in the environment based on the season, and so we'd like to replace them a little bit at a time. We're going to start with the two windows on the north side of the property, and then after we replace those, then the 7 windows along the west side of the auditorium. The cost of each window is $500. There are 9 windows, so the cost of this project is $4,500. In addition to these projects, we would like to do something with the Bible that Brother Boonstra gave us this last year, the 1584 Bible. It is a tremendous asset. It is of great value and great significance, not just for the Bible, but even for who gave it to us. We'd like to put it in a display that we could mount in the back of the auditorium, or perhaps even in the lobby, and it would show the emphasis that our church places on the Word of God and the preaching of the Word of God. It goes right in line with our theme this year of building by the Bible. The total anticipated cost for the Bible display would be about $500. In addition to these projects, we would also like to expand our assisted listening devices. Our assisted listening devices are what we use for the hearing impaired or those who are just a little bit challenged to hear better. We would like to expand upon that into our Spanish-speaking ministry. And so we would have a sender unit that would send out the signal where an individual would be sitting right in the auditorium listening in Spanish to an interpreter interpreting the message in near live time. It would be about a 3-second delay. And the cost for that project is $1,200 for the sender and $120 per receiver. We'd like to get 5 receivers for a total of $1,800. Now, I understand 5 receivers would not be sufficient, and so in addition to that, it comes with the opportunity to have an app that it can connect to that same sound, and so virtually unlimited number of receivers could be had with 5 physical receivers, and then the app on people's cell phones. The total cost for this project would be $1,800. Now, the big project of the year, most expensive project of the year, most ambitious project of the year is the next one. And that would be the making use of the room upstairs. Even right now, as we're shooting this video, work is being done up there. We appreciate all of that labor. Trying to decide how we could best use that room. We've actually sort of decided to use it very simply. We're going to take some of the storage rooms from downstairs and put the product from there upstairs, freeing up those rooms downstairs. We'll be able to knock out one of those walls and make that a game room for the teens downstairs. We'll put up maybe a ping pong table, those kinds of things inside. But not only that, that will allow us to make better use of the far room downstairs, what is now a storage facility. We'll knock out a portion of that wall as well, and that will allow us to gain access to the outside, to the land on the east side of the church property. That land is ours, and of course it's not really used because it's secluded, it's on the backside, no one can see it. We're planning on installing security cameras for extra security, obviously. 3 brand new lights, so it'll be even lighter than this side of the auditorium. Be safer, the kids won't be running around where there's cars, etc. We'll have an intercom system so parents can even page without having to walk over there. We'll have a stairwell built that goes down to that property, a patio over there with a table and chairs. We'll have the opportunity to make better use of that, and our kids could make better use of that. You might even say that many of the projects we're doing this year are not about necessarily expanding, but about using what we already have better. And I praise the Lord for that. I think God will bless that as we try to be good stewards of what God has already given us. Total cost of this project is $10,000. In addition to that, we always like to do a project every year that is outside of Calvary Baptist Temple. In other words, something that doesn't benefit us directly, but benefits the cause of Christ. And so this year we've taken a project on for the month of September of honoring the faithful. And simply this, in September we have our Friend Day. We also have Labor Day. Both of those services, we have 2 o'clock in the afternoon services. So we've decided to take the whole month of September, and every evening service in Sunday will be at 2 p.m. And to do that, the reason for doing that is to bring in veteran preachers, all of whom are in their 70s and above, in to preach for us or to speak to us, about the benefits of being faithful. And we'd like to honor them. We'd like to give them a plaque. We'd like to give the wife of flowers. We'd like to have the people give them gift cards and so forth when they come. We'd like to give them at least $1,000 each, if not more, and just love on them. The men we've chosen for this project are Brother Bobby Garner in Loveland, Brother Judd Riley in Wheat Ridge, Brother Napier at Bible Believers Baptist Church, also in Wheat Ridge, and then Brother Robert Mays, who is actually the pastor of the sending church, the commissioning church for this church, kind of our mama church, if you will. These men are great men of God that have been faithful for a long time. There's much we can learn from them, but really we want to honor them and thank them for their years of service, and I believe God will bless us as we honor them. So there are the projects. Quite an ambitious year. We look forward to what God is going to do. As we look at this, we might be tempted to say that's too much, or I don't know how that could be done, but I certainly believe that God is able. As we approach 2020, we would do well to look back at 2019. We just finished the year, obviously, and our giving reports and so forth are in. We gave, or the Lord gave through you at Calvary Baptist Temple, almost $30,000 more in 2019 than we did in 2018. It is by far the most money that's ever come in the 18 years I've been on staff at Calvary. God has blessed every year. There has been more and more money come in, and we are certainly thankful and rejoice. And so that gives us great confidence as we look forward to this year at what God can do. Total cost for all of these projects, there are some variables in there, the privacy fence, etc., all of that. The total cost for everything is just over $25,000. Would you pray as to what God would have you do and what role you would get to play in being a part in these vision projects for 2020? I certainly believe God is capable. I certainly believe God is going to do it. The only question is, what part will you play? I hope you'll pray. I hope you'll give and be a part of a great vision in 2020.